Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more on that. What's up, guys? Happy Saturday to everybody out there. If you are in the car market right now looking to buy or lease a car, I think it's pretty important that I did this video to let you kind of know the breakdown of how car dealerships make their money in ways they don't want you to know how they make their money too. Now again, a lot of you out there might know all of the tricks and the trades to the car dealership, but it's always good to do a video as a refresher to know all the fundamental ways to make sure that you're protecting yourself and your money before you go to the dealership, because unfortunately a lot of times the car dealerships are not your best friend and they're looking to make a buck. And if I can save you a little bit of money with this video, I hope that I can share a little bit of insight on how the dealerships make their money on the front end and on the back end of the deal. Let's talk about it. So before I begin this video and go over some of the bullet points of how car dealerships make their money and ways to protect yourself, I think it's important that you understand the reason I do these videos is when I was a young man coming up and I was starting to make some money for myself coming through college, I made a dumb car purchase, kind of signed on a bad interest rate, and it cost me a lot of money, actually thousands over the life and the years of that loan while I was in the military. So again, the purpose of these videos are to be informative and educational, and by all means, if you are in the comments and you have bought a car and you've made good on the purchase or you've lost a battle, share it with all of us, because I think it's great that all of us can share information and knowledge with each other that helps us all win when we're making better, smarter decisions with our money, especially in the cars business, because cars are a very big purchase and we make those decisions a couple times in our life, and I don't want anybody to fall victim or prey to bad salesmen out there that are willing to do what it takes to take your money. So the first way they make their money in the car dealership, let's talk about the front end. So the first way car dealerships are going to make their money is on the front end of the car deal, and that's typically the gross margin on the transaction of that vehicle. So if you do no financing and you bought the car straight up with a check, typically the margin built in the cars is anywhere between 18 to 25%. On average, it's right around 20% based on the MSRP of that vehicle. So if you're able to negotiate that price down in any bit, that will help save you some money and bring the margin of the dealer down. Now, here's the trick. If you want to get that margin down, the three ways you want to usually do it is make sure that your make and model is on the car dealership, not in transit. And number two, if there's a sales event, end of the year bonus that's incentivizing the sales team to move units, they will tend to drop the price on that as well on those vehicles. So that's two great ways to kind of work the deal better in your side of the favor and the front end of that deal. So the second way, and a big way, is trading in vehicles. So I always tell people, if you're at the car dealership, focus on one variable at a time. That is, focus on negotiating the price of the car and only the car. Don't worry about payments, nothing. Focus on what you're willing to pay for that car and nothing else and nothing more. Then you can move on to the next step. So if you have a car, don't let them know you're trading it in yet. Don't tell them you're going to sell it to them. Just get to that after you've focused on buying that car at the price that you feel comfortable with buying that car at. Then the trade-in is a big way to make money, because a lot of times when you're sitting with the salesman here at the desk, they'll say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, your car is worth maybe $10,000, but what you don't know is they've gone in the back of the house with the fleet manager, the sales team back there, and they say, hey, we'll take that car on a trade for $12,000. So if you buy it on that $10,000 and think that's a good deal, boy, that car dealership's already made $2,000, and that salesman's made a nice little commission on you right there and then. Again, focus on getting the car price you want. The second way they make money is the trade-in or selling them the vehicle, because a lot of times if you just take the car and sell it yourself on Craigslist, you'll make a heck of a lot more money. Remember, trading in is a big way that the car dealerships make money on you. So once you've been able to negotiate the price of the car down to what you're comfortable with and you feel good with your trade-in value, or you have another plan about selling your car, the third way, which we call the back end of the deal, is when you meet the F&I department or the finance manager. Usually you'll either get a really sweet lady or it's a guy, depending on how they play good cop, bad cop with you. The back end of the deal is typically where the dealer makes a majority of their money in the sale. You have to be extra careful when you get to this final step with negotiating the best deal for you to save yourself money. Because again, how do dealerships make their money? The majority of it is on the back end of the deal, and they usually put their best or most senior sales staff in the F&I department. This is how you'll save money. So here's an interesting statistic. 90% of new cars and 73% of used cars implement some sort of financing, buyers that is, when getting a new or used car. And you're going to typically go see this gentleman here in the F&I department, and that again is how they're going to make their money. How do they make their money? Well, large degree of that is in basically the financing of the vehicle, as well as add-on aftermarket additional products and services like insurance and protections that a lot of times are good for the dealer and not for you as the consumer. What are some of those services and products? Let's go over them right now. One of the first ways that the F&I department will try to make money is they'll try to sell you what's called key replacement insurance. A lot of times it costs maybe $100 or $125, and these keys can run you anywhere between $200 or $300 replaced. If you're that careless and you really need it, maybe go for it. But for me and the majority of people I talk to, just put the money in your savings account for rainy days. So if in the event that that ever happened or your kids lost the key, there's money there. But the majority of the time, people are not going to lose their keys. This is a waste of money. Do not buy this protection. Another service they'll try to sell you is car glass replacement insurance. Most of the time, your insurance provider, if you're with USAA, State Farm, whomever, you're probably going to get a better deal on car glass replacement. Just say no to this one and go with your main insurance provider. Then you have what's called dent-proof protection insurance. That'll run you anywhere between probably $700, $800, $900, up to $1,500, depending on what the dealer wants to sell it. And just so you know, they're going to buy it from a third-party vendor that sells it to them for probably $300 to $500, and they're going to take that margin. And guess what? If you actually have a dent or an issue like that, they're going to send you some 800 number, and it's going to be a total pain in the ass. Don't buy this. This is a waste of money. They'll try to sell you paint protection or sealant or whatever they want to give to your car. Do not buy this. Just keep your car nice and clean and wash it regularly. You should have a lot of longevity in your paint. Again, waste of money. Don't buy this. Oh my gosh, and it's 2023 and people are still falling for this, but nitrogen in your tires, total waste of your money. Do not buy this. Fabric protection, I'm a little on the fence here. So if you have kids or dogs and they're kind of messy, maybe you want to consider this, but a lot of times the dealer's just using like a commercial grade Scotch-Brite and spraying your car, which you could probably buy the same chemicals at Lowe's or Home Depot to protect your fabric. So it's up to you, but if you want to spend a couple $100, maybe go for it. But for me, the majority of folks, just say no on this one too. Then there's something called credit loss insurance. This is in the event that if you were incapacitated, disabled, or God forbid, passed away and the auto loan wasn't paid. This is an insurance that will protect your family to take care of the car. Again, you could go for this, but for the majority, just get this insurance through your regular insurance provider because it's going to be a much cheaper premium. Same thing for gap insurance. In the event that you get in an auto collision and the difference in the vehicles, what the insurance provider thinks the car is worth and what you actually own it, there's that gap. If you really feel uneasy about this, again, call your regular insurance provider, see what they charge you, and see who's giving you the best deal. But most of the time, gap is not worth the money. You could do tire protection. Again, it's up to you. I always say no to this because the tire place I go to, which is Discount Tire, they have an awesome warranty and it's much more affordable than what the dealer charges me for tires. Again, I skip and I say no on this one. The last way the car dealership's going to make money on you is the rate. So if you decide to finance your car at the car dealership, I stress and warn to you, please go to your local credit union, your bank, get a rate check if on an auto loan, and then go to the dealership to shop their rates. Because again, a lot of times what you think is a good rate, or what's also known as the buy rate, the dealer never gives that to you. You know why? Because they are very good friends with their banks, and they're going to give you what's called rate participation. The rate participation rate is typically anywhere between 100, 200, 300 basis points added to the buy rate. So say with your credit rating, you could have a rate of say 6% flat. They could be offering you 10, 9, 8, whatever is padded above that. That padding is how they make a lot of their money on the back end of the deal. Do not go for that rate. If you're going to shop them, make sure you go to your local credit union or your local bank before you accept their rate face value. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you got value out of this video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button and comment below and share any of your victories or ways that you feel is the best way to negotiate the best price on a car. Remember, this video is how they make their money. So make sure that you understand all of these principles and apply them next time you buy your car. Good luck and let me know about your victories in the comments.